ran to turn off the lights and ushered us to the back
This
corner of the room.
for real, guys. This is for real.
We all sat in silence for about 2 minutes, and then the usual buzzing that came from a panel in the back of the room ceased, indicating that the school must have cut all the power. We all looked at each other, realizing this must be serious. A few more minutes of waiting later, we heard a man screaming at the top of his lungs coming down the hallway.
With what?
2 girls in the class actually started crying, which made all of us even more scared.
I don't know why.
As the screaming got closer to the classroom, the lunatic-sounding man started banging on the lockers while screaming, "I'll kill all of you." It was at that moment that I started to fear for my life. My teacher shushed us as we all looked at each other to see our peers' reactions.
Look at this girl. She's
The banging then moved from the lockers to our classroom door.
Those are bloody feet going to this door.
And that's when one of the crying girls screamed no. The banging on the door only grew worse as the man started screaming, "Open up."
Open up.
2 of the girls in the class were crying out loud now. It felt like an eternity
Hey
that
girl,
the
do
man was
not
pounding at
shout.
the
The man
door.
will eat you.
But eventually, he finally continued down the hallway, screaming like a mentally insane person, until we could not hear him anymore. I'd say 10 minutes later,
what is that
felt like
guy?
half
Is
an
he
hour
a
given the situation. The dean
poor
came back on the
man just
loudspeaker
killing the whole
explaining the situation,
classroom and
which
then
was
just
surprising for him
destroying
to do.
them?
He
One of them,
explained
they're
that
gonna
some
drink the
apparently
blood.
mentally
Ew.
unstable person entered the building and assaulted the woman sitting
He
at the front
died.
desk, causing her to flee the building screaming, and staff wasn't sure if the man was armed or not. Now this was before the school had cameras or could afford proper security, so the school was wide open to something like this happening. The staff had done a sweep of all the hallways and classrooms and couldn't find him, so the dean instructed the teachers to resume teaching but to keep all the doors locked and to not let any students leave for any reasons.
What happened
The
to
most
his eyes?
disturbing part, however, is that one of the janitors working the night shift found the man sleeping in one of the storage closets
He's
near the
sleeping
back
in
end
there?
of the school. And according to rumors that were spread by my
Is
peers,
this guy's home is a
sticking out of his
school?
pocket was a .44 Magnum.
No,
The janitor must have
don't
done
tell me he's
something
gonna
stupid
shoot
to
the
wake him up. For
kids.
example, leaving the closet
no.
door open, because by the time a police officer could arrive on the scene, the man was gone. My
Why
entire
did the
class,
janitor
as far as I know, to this
even
day,
close
has
the
no
closet
idea
and
if
lock
this
it
man
and
was
then the
ever
police will
found,
open the
but I
door
like to
and
think
get
that
him?
right now he's being given
This
the
guy's
proper
so
help that he
damn
needs.
idiot. He's an idiot. Let's watch more of Lama Arts. Let's watch more. We have 2 more videos to watch. School Lockdown 2. Animated. Guys, it's the School Lockdown 2. Maybe we'll see the old guy getting sleeping. Lockdown 2. Yay! We're gonna
I'm
watch
22 years old, fresh out of college, and I recently got a job at my old high school as a sort of computer
look at that
intern
kid.
in the
He's like,
school basement.
Oh no,
The
wait
basement
for
of the
me!
school is very messy and disorganized.
Wait,
But
what?
there is a small 3-person
that
office that's
Knuckles?
actually very nice down
Look,
there.
there's a Knuckles. I
It
can
has
zoom
3
in.
nice big
Why
desks,
there's
2
some
mini
Knuckles?
fridges, a flat screen
there's a
TV
Knuckles?
mounted on the wall, and
Is that a
also
Samsung?
satisfying air conditioning, a luxury the students and teachers cannot enjoy in the school.
What is this guy? Where is
And
this
of
guy
course, all
doing
the
that?
school
Why is he doing
servers and
this?
other computery stuff.
Whoa, what's that technology?
I got the job because 3 of my old computer teachers flat out adored me. I could actually consider them as real friends, not just teacher figures. So they all helped
Why is this guy
tremendously in
looking at the
landing me
door?
this job.
He's like, hey, whoa.
It's been great. Until something that happened a few weeks ago.
What happened?
My 2 co-workers that shared the office with me, Dave and Gary, weren't in the office at the time. They were upstairs working on papers or whatever. I was eating my sandwich during my lunch break when I got a phone call from one of the women in the front office telling me the school was on lockdown and that somebody possibly
Another
armed had
lockdown?
entered the school.
I know it's a lockdown,
There
but
wasn't much that I
wasn't
could do
another
other than
lockdown?
turn off the lights
There's another
because, surprisingly,
bad guy?
as nice as this little office was, it didn't
Hey,
have an
look.
actual door to it, just a big opening, and the door to the whole basement didn't even have a working lock. For my
Where's
own
that?
safety, I did turn off all the lights in the office and my computer screen. I kept my phone on the desk, texting both Gary and Dave, but they wouldn't respond. I sat down there in the dark, playing games on my phone for like 20 minutes, waiting for the
What
call
are
from
playing?
up front to tell
Candy
me to
Crush?
resume work again. I had no idea what was happening. I couldn't hear what was going on upstairs from down here. But I was not allowed to make any calls until I was informed that the lockdown was over. Then the noisy basement door opened.
Hey, look, there's
Knuckles!
Knuckles!
Into my office. I sat up from my seat.
Why there's a
wondering if I should call
Knuckles?
out
Guys,
Gary
why
or
there's a
Dave.
Knuckles in
I
the
was
video,
eager
by
to
the
get some
way?
info from them. Someone then came running down the stairs, and their footsteps were approaching my office. I pushed away
Go
my
under,
chair
come on,
and crawled under
no.
my desk.
Shh, get quiet.
Somebody entered the office, but did
Oh,
not
no,
turn on the
it's
lights.
this guy again. I hope it's not a different person.
There was just silence.
We have to be quiet.
I can't even describe the fear I was experiencing. I felt like if I made one sudden noise, I'd be a dead man. Suddenly, my phone dinged as I got a text message.
Oh no!
I felt my entire world shrivel up and die at that one moment as I clenched my teeth in fear.
You're gonna die.
Footsteps suddenly moved closer to me until I finally dove out from under the desk in capitulation, begging whoever it was not to kill me. And just then, someone grabbed my arm and pulled me up. It was some guy in a red plaid button-up jeans
Hey, do not
and a
trust
black
this guy.
cap. He told me, "It's okay, I'm just down here hiding with you." "What's going on up there?" I whispered to him. He kind of ignored my question and asked me if there's an exit down here. I told him, yeah, around that way. Before he could do anything else, I asked him, "Who are you?" There was a brief moment of silence. Before he started explaining he was coming in to pick up his son, when a teacher told him to hide.
Wait, what?
After his explanation, I checked my phone.
He must be the
and saw
killer,
the
guys.
text
He
I
must be the
received
new
was from
killer.
Dave. It said, "Dude, this is fucking crazy. Some guy with a gun shot Mr. Buckley. He's wearing a red shirt and hat. Whatever you do, don't come upstairs." I was about to reread that text out loud to the man until I realized. I looked up and felt my stomach sink. The man seemed to catch on to my suspicious stare. Panicking, all I could think to do was to run for the upstairs. A gunshot
no, don't
echoed
run!
through the basement, and I could hear the bullet ricochet
Hey, dude,
off
look, there's the
metal in
Knuckles.
darkness. But thank God the
Oh,
bullet
no.
missed me, and I made it upstairs.
Why did you run, bro? Why did you run?
Fortunately, police were waiting at all exits, including the basement exit, and caught the man the second he opened the door. More
Why
good
would you
news.
do that,
Our
bro?
teacher, Mr. Buckley, survived the gunshot. It was later determined that the man and Mr. Buckley had some beef for whatever reason, but that was never revealed. All we know is that Mr. Buckley couldn't have done anything that would have warranted this kind of reaction.
Guys,
And I know that the sound of that gunshot will
rest
forever echo
in
in
peace,
my mind.
bro. Rest in peace. Not him, Mr. What was that? Guys, in the ending, you saw there was a gun. Comment down below if you saw the gun, guys. It was like, whoosh, and then gun. That was so weird. Why there was a gun? Trick or treat. Look, it's Mario. Mario and Luigi. Who's this? Munchie? Look, I start with letter W. WWE. Or it is. I do not know what's that letter. I just keep zooming in, but I cannot read it. So let's just go to this. Trick or treat story. Trick or treat story. Halloween. By the way, it's not Halloween. It's 2019,
It was
January.
Halloween night of 2007, freshman year in high
Wait,
school.
what? That
I
was
was with
super
my
old.
friends, Ivan, Ryan, and Jesse. We were all dressed as the
Guy's
Super
name is-
Mario characters. I was Luigi since I was the second tallest. Ivan was Mario since he's short and buff. Not
What?
that Mario was buff. Jesse was Waluigi because he's freakishly tall and skinny. And Ryan was Wario because he's just really fat. So they were the perfect spook costumes
Oh
for
my
us.
goodness! Why is
We
this
lived
guy
in a very
buff?
non-congested suburban neighborhood with a decent amount of space in between
Wait, what is that
houses.
house?
On Halloween, that's the worst,
House.
however.
House.
Less bang for your buck.
Look, house.
We were trick-or-treating for hours, way past dark, and eventually came the time when most
that guy?
trick-or-treaters were headed home.
Wait, what? The lights were open and now
My
it's
feet started
closed.
to hurt, and I had to constantly switch arms for holding the now 10-pound pillow sack of candy. But we planned on going until our bags
Look at
were
that
completely full.
ugly ghost. I just zoom in.
A lot of the houses by now weren't answering anymore. It was probably past their cutoff time for giving candy to trick-or-treaters.
Look at Mario. It's like,
Approaching our next
I'm
house,
super
we saw
angry
a
at
purple bucket
candy.
on the stoop, which was the best feeling ever.
what? Do you see that
I was
black
the one to
thing,
get close enough
guys?
to realize it was empty, which was the worst feeling ever.
Luigi's like,
I turned around when I heard a knock at the window of the house. We all looked at the window. Couldn't see anyone, but
He's like
heard
that,
someone
guys.
call out, "Wait!"
Wait. That guy.
The door
No,
opened,
no, I'm
and
gonna
an
close
older
my
man,
eyes.
late 40s,
Oh, it's an old
already
man.
golden, stepped outside. He told us to come inside so he can get us some more candy. I said we could just wait out here.
Yeah,
He responded saying something along the lines of, "Nonsense, come on in, we'll get you your candy."
Hey, look at that eyes.
Ivan stepped
Guys,
in
you
and
saw the
said,
eyes?
"It's all
Comment
right.
down below.
Come on, Dan, let's go." I told the guy to take care and apologized.
Yeah,
He
just
stood there
apologize.
watching as we walked off.
Why there's
not
an
saying
eye?
anything.
Like,
I felt
my
bad, but
goodness.
at the same time, that guy seemed like a creeper, and I
Yeah, we
figured
know,
I just
that's
dodged a
creepy.
bullet not going in there. If
the
the
last
story
video,
ended
guys.
there, it wouldn't be
Just subscribe
scary.
more to watch
So of
more
course,
Mario.
it didn't end there.
Watch more.
We skipped
Lama
a few of the
arts.
guy's neighboring houses
House.
just to get further away and
And
continue on
house.
with our business.
Look at that
We were
tree.
walking down
Whoa,
close to the
whoa, what
nature
is that?
preserve now, so there weren't many houses around us.
What is that,
At
guys?
this
What is
point,
that?
we were now walking back
Whoa.
closer to Jesse's house. I noticed Ryan had stopped walking, and I turned around to see what's up. He said he heard someone moving from behind the trees
Of
in the
course,
preserve.
Ryan, you saw that
Well, this was
guy.
before everyone's phones had flashlights, so we couldn't just
Wait,
go
what
searching
the-
in the woods for someone.
Did you hear that sound, guys?
Besides, we were just telling
There's an
Ryan that
eye.
it must have
Oh,
been a
you saw
raccoon or
it,
something.
guys. If you see the
You may
eye
think
there,
this is a bit of a
calm down.
cliche, but when things like this happen in real life,
What is it?
you always
Why is that
assume the
guy
more logical
fat?
possibility.
By the
It's
way,
just
you're
natural.
fat. How could that
Why
guy
would we
eat
assume
you?
we were being followed? I had to put my arm around Ryan's shoulder and nudge him forward. A little ways down the street, me and Ivan picked up on the sound as well. When we all
Mario,
stopped,
like,
the sounds of the footsteps
Rob,
from beyond
stop
the trees
it.
stopped as well.
What was that?
Ivan yelled at the obvious stalker to go
Oh, it
away,
was an
or
owl.
we would beat the shit out of them. I knew he was just bluffing though. I could hear the nervousness in his voice. The
Wait,
snap
it
of
wasn't-
the
it
twig
wasn't
from
an
beyond the
owl, guys,
trees
it wasn't
triggered
an
a
owl.
fight or flight
Look, there's the
response in all of
owl.
us. Me, Jesse, and Ryan all ran for it. Ivan was at first charging to attack, but he quickly followed after realizing we had all taken off. We ran down the dark street, and we all noticed the sounds of at least 2 or 3 pairs of footsteps crushing the
Look, how
twigs
could
and
this
leaves in
fat
the
guy
woods.
super running?
We banked it hard right down Jesse Street when it finally came up and ran straight for his backyard, entering his house through the back door.
Wait, what?
The first thing we did was peek out through his living room window. We couldn't see anyone.
Wait, what? Is that an underline?
We all had to gather our thoughts and discuss what the hell just went down
I thought
in
they
his
were
living
real,
room.
but
When all of a sudden, we heard Jesse's backyard gate slam shut. Jesse
Oh my
dove to
goodness.
turn off the lights. There was a click and a bang from down in the den. It was
what
more
was
than
that?
likely
Shh,
Jesse's
guys,
back
be
door.
quiet. Shh.
We all agreed to go down armed with knives and face them. Jesse turned on his back door light, but there was nobody out there. Just then the front door opened, and we all screamed like animals.
They're all shouting.
Jesse's mom and sisters came rushing downstairs. They had just gotten home from their friend's little house party.
To be
We all listened to short
continued.